Hello and welcome. This is Brandon Wendell. Figured I'd do some analysis with you on precious metals. We'll take a look at gold and silver and get some ideas of what might be going on for this week. Looking at let's change the daily view here. So I was on this is weekly view. I was on the daily view. So on the weekly view of gold, you can see we've been in a pretty much a decline here. You got some lower highs and lower lows going on, and we are losing momentum as of right now. You notice on the last several lows, we couldn't get below 40 on our RSI, so we really lost momentum. We can't even get any bullish momentum because we can't get above 60. So we're flatlining at this point, just kind of going sideways. As far as big plays and things going on a weekly basis, not really seeing any opportunities here. Now, we do have a supply zone here, rally-based drop, but there's not much to that, and it's pretty far away. So let's go down to the daily chart. Even though there's a slight bearish bias before, you can see there was bearishness. We were well below 40, can't get above 60, and overall we've been seeing bigger moves down than up. So right now we're fighting to make some new highs, but there's a big divergence on the daily chart. What I mean by that is you see prices tried to rally up. Oops, get that again. Prices tried to rally up here, and when they did, they rallied with very little momentum. We had less momentum than we had on the first peak. That is a negative divergence, usually is a signal that prices are going to come crashing down. So expect some sort of a pullback potentially coming soon. As far as where it could begin, I'm not sure. We do have supply right here. It's like a rally-based drop, although not a great supply zone because it failed to make new lows. So not sure what we're going to get out of that if we can even get that high. But overall, this is hinting that we should break down below this trend line. On the daily time frame. So expect a bit of a fallback, and we'll have to look to see if there's anywhere we can get in on this. So if we go down to the 240-minute time frame, it looks like the trend is ready to snap down, as I was mentioning. And let me get rid of that trend line for now. I guess I could redraw it a little bit tighter, but unfortunately not really a good entry point anywhere. Take a look at this. It might be a tough week. Maybe you have to trade on small time frames and just scalp in and out because I'm not really seeing anything as great of an opportunity to get in. Let's see if we go back here a little bit. Oh, don't have enough data in here, so I need to get some more data, I believe. Bear with me a moment. Yeah, doesn't have enough data, so I'm just going to bring up more. There we go. So now, as we look back, we've just made this high right in the vicinity of a supply zone. So that's why we turned down where we did and why we're seeing more bearishness coming in. You can see the zone was a drop-based drop right there. Now, this drop-based drop did not have follow through, but this move out broke several prior lows, so there's strength in that move. Looks as though we've got rally base drop, maybe? It's too many basing candles, though. So I don't know about that. What's the low here? 25.6, close 25.6, the same. So we do have another fresh zone if we need it right here. Oops. There it is. Be 25.6, not 25.7. I can get that right. There it is. Anyway, going to the hard right edge, you can see we came into that supply zone just recently, and we could not stay below 60. So what happened was on the move down, you can see we didn't make a fresh low. So we're getting a little correction right now. I'm not sure if we're going to be able to find something maybe on a 60-minute chart, but there should be a shorting opportunity soon. If we come back into the supply zone and retest it, that 1810 to 1817, what I'm looking for shorting would be if we make a negative divergence, meaning we don't make the same highs we did before. The high on the RSI at this point is 72.43. So if the RSI comes back up on the 4-hour chart and we're staying below 72.43, I can't really adjust that, can I? Yes. So right there, 72.43. If prices do something like this, where they move up and we retest that supply zone, but as we do that, the RSI also moves up, but doesn't get as high as it did before, stays a little bit below. That would be a negative divergence, and that would be a great shorting opportunity. See the markets come crashing down. So if we want to fine tune that entry, we'll go down to a 60-minute time frame and take a look to see if we can find something there. Doesn't look like it. It's just a pretty big drop here. So I don't really have anything as far as an entry point. Our first target, we don't really have a clean demand zone until way down here at 1765. That's at least on the hourly time frame. Notice right there, you got drop, base, rally. And other than that, yeah, maybe rally, base, rally right there. See if that's been tested yet. Close, but not yet. So not a great zone here. It did try to break out eventually to a new high, but it was very weak on the first move. This is much stronger and more likely to hold price. So honestly, I think 1764.8 is a target for the week, trying to short down to that area. If you're trying to get in, however, again, maybe you have to go down a smaller time frame. And we are on the 60-minute here. Let's try 15. In the 15, we have rally-based drop inside the prior highs. The only issue is that the leg out candle does go above the basic candle's highs. But this right here, maybe the entry on the 15-minute time frame, and there may be another target on the smaller time frame as well. So you've got 1812 to 1815 as a possibility for a short with, come on, I'm trying to delete this. Get our targets here. So it looks like we have drop-based rally to possible target. It broke out above some prior highs, so that would be one right there. And it was just the one candle, wasn't it? So there it is, 1780 for your target. That's a really nice drop opportunity. And of course, our second target would be that 1764.8 from the bigger time frame. So that's what I'm seeing right now on gold, is possible shorting opportunities. Right now, we're just consolidating. You see, we had a nice move up. If you're looking for a quick trade, I don't know if it's going to happen until Monday morning, but you can see we are consolidating like mad. Seeing this a lot on different securities even. And you can even possibly do that for consolidation. And what's likely to happen is a breakout. And we normally break in the same direction we entered, which was a little bit to the upside here. So that's suggesting we could possibly get a breakout here. There may be another trade, a counter trend in a way where we could buy. What you wait for is a close outside of this consolidation, trade the retest of that formation, basically for it to come back and test the line. You buy when it comes back. So after a close above, you buy on the pullback, stop goes below the formation, and your target's that's 1812 when it got before that. If for some reason we end up closing below, be careful because it could be a false break, but there also could be a retest of the low line as a resistance level. Once again, you wait for a close below, then a retest. You'd sell with your stop above the formation, targeting 1780.2. So you have a possible intraday play here on Sunday night into Monday morning potentially, or just wait till Monday and when the activity picks up at 9 a.m. Eastern, and that way you play the regular trading hours and a little more activity. We'll take a look at silver. I have that here. And looking at the silver chart, once again, I'll go out to weekly chart first, clean my chart. So we're looking at this fresh. And looking at the weekly chart, we are seeing weakness, although it may be the end of the downtrend that we've been experiencing in silver. I say that because on the weekly chart, you see lower lows on price. However, the indicator is making the same or higher lows. So that's a positive divergence. That's a warning sign that prices are going to rally, and they did. Now, what we need to see for a trend reversal is one of two things. Number one, if the RSI ends up going up above 60, that would be a signal of reversal, confirmation of it after the divergence. Or number two, if we start pulling back and make a low in price, but the RSI cannot get below 40, that would be the other sign of confirmation that we're going to reverse and continue a bullish trend. So that's on the weekly chart. We'll keep an eye out for that. Going to the daily time frame. Wrong keystroke, sorry. Go to the daily chart, and you can see that we've already gotten a pretty deep move back up. Oops, that wrong. Wait, there we go. I just want to clean that up. You can even see divergence here where you had a big move down and not so much a big move down here. That's before we rallied. This is what I was talking about, kind of confirmation, where you have the divergence right there. And then you get confirmation being one of two things, either a move above 60 or a low in this case that fails to get below 40. You can see right here, we pulled back a couple times and neither one of those took the RSI below 40. So what happened? Broke to some new highs. Now we have higher lows and higher highs. We're in an uptrend on this 4 hour on the daily time frame. Well, this is likely to continue a little bit. We'll see. There is supply overhead on the daily time frame, but not until we reach 25.49, basically 25.50. What we're looking at here. Where we are right now is not much of a supply. We also have rally right here. Not the best of demand zones because I think we're failing to make a new high, aren't we? Let's see, what's the high here? We have 24.92. The high here, 24.94. So that did not make a new high. We're starting to fall down a little bit. So not the best of demand zones because, again, as we left the zone, you see selling pressure and we couldn't make a new high. So that's a little bit worrisome. I'm thinking that if we do end up shorting this 25.49, it could break through that demand zone. We'll see. When I was on the weekly chart, sorry, I did the wrong keystroke again. On the weekly chart, we were seeing a bit of bullishness coming in, but we haven't confirmed yet. We still need a pullback to confirm. So we might end up getting that rally up to 25.49, then the pullback to 23.56 to give you a long, again, on the daily time frame this week. If we take this down to smaller 4-hour time frame, you can see we have a couple other zones we could possibly look at here as well. Several of them. We've got, let's see if that made it in there. We got drop base. I think that's above though. We have a close here at 24.26. The high here, 24.25. So that did close outside. It's not a really good zone there, honestly. Maybe this is rally base rally at the end. Yeah, that's it. Rally base rally. Already tested though. So not likely to use that again. If we do fall back, we have another zone right here that looks pretty good. I don't know why my lines keep disappearing, but there it is. You have drop, base, and rally, 2381, 2361, and even down here, drop, base, and strong rally. So keep an eye out for those areas. There. As far as where we're going overhead, we can take a look back to see if there's anything else before we hit the daily zone. And no, not really. We're just kind of sideways here. Going a little higher. I think that's it. It was just the daily zone. So I'm thinking we're going up to that daily zone. And if you want to, before we get to that daily supply zone, I don't think I'd want to buy this one again. It's already been used. But if we were to go down, I don't think we're going to be able to pull back to 2381 and rally. I think we might just continue up from where we are. So if we go down to a 60-minute time frame, we're in a bullish trend here. Still in a bullish trend. You can see we hit this area, also a demand on this time frame, and just started to rally. Just looking to see if there's any other opportunity to join in as we're going to march up into that 25.49 area of supply. I'd like to buy on the way up there and just got to find a quality area to do that. Even if we go down to 15-minute chart, I don't think we're going to find anything yet. No, not really. We had drop, base, 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 base. At 7, it's too many. Too many candles. So just gotta be patient. Wait for maybe if we break out of the sideways motion that we're in right now. We're definitely seeing bullishness. We can't get below 40, even though we're pulling back. We're seeing that we did before. Now we can't. So we're likely to break out to the upside. We're kind of consolidating right now, if you will, in this rectangle. So if we can break out of that, maybe we'll form some sort of a demand zone you can buy to ride that up to the 25.50 area. So that's what I'm looking for on the precious metals markets for this week. I'll talk to you hopefully in classes and online. And until next time, trade safe, trade well.